This video is only one part of an in-depth review, so check out the rest at thegoodride.com. Thanks for watching. Welcome to The Good Ride, where we make bad decisions for you so you don't have to. I'm James Beastie, and this is the ride Berzerker. I rode this with the Burton Kendo and Union Atlas, and got this in some late spring conditions, but they weren't that bad. To give you a short summary, the ride Berzerker is a more turny, more quick, more narrow, more agile version of the Mountain Pig. A little less straight-liney. It can be a little hooky depending on how it's tuned and in the conditions that you ride it, but it's for those that really love quick turn initiation and you've got smaller feet like I do at a size 9. When it comes to sizing, I felt like the size 9s at a 159 fit me really well. I thought it was a good fit, and it felt like it could handle my 190 pounds no problem. I think a lighter rider would be a little better matched for this, but not too light. When it comes to the shape, it's tapered directional. It's only got about, I think, 8 mil of taper in my size, and it feels though very much more like a double ender, a board with the same width in the nose and tail, and it felt like a pretty centered ride. The camber profile, it has a really healthy bow of camber. It's something that appeals more to an advanced to expert rider. Even though it has a little early rise, it just didn't feel that friendly to skid a turn. Even the smokescreen I felt skidded a turn a little easier, and the Commissioner that you see next to it and the Mountain Pig, they all just were a little easier to skid a turn. So this is more advanced to expert riders only. It one-foots pretty well, and when it comes to flat basing and going down, let's say, like a long flat cat track, it can do it, but the side cut seems to always want to be turning. So it's maybe not the best if you like that board to just kind of go straight all the time. This almost feels like you always want to be turning the way this side cut works. When it comes to flex, medium stiff to stiff, kind of like medium stiff bordering on stiff here. A little softer, like medium stiff to medium in the nose, and a little stiffer in the tail, but not by much. It's got really good pop. It really springs well, and I didn't have any issues being able to access this pop. I felt like it was really poppy, very fun to ollie. And when it comes to buttering, not the easiest butterer, but it was a little better than you would think for the flex, but it's still pretty challenging. When it comes to speed, I didn't really feel like this is the board I want to be on. The Mountain Pig, although it doesn't have the camber profile like I discussed, it doesn't have that rich bow of camber, or the Commissioner next to it, or the smokescreen, they all are better for pointing it, making long, drawn-out, high-speed S-turns. The Mountain Pig's a lot better. The Commissioner's on another level, and the smokescreen's kind of near the Commissioner. But the Commissioner and smokescreen don't like to turn. The Mountain Pig's that nice kind of balance in between all these boards I'm talking about, where you can straight line and make across the groomer carves. This just really wants to do this and this. The turn initiation's lightning fast, and then once you get it on edge, that turning experience is it just likes to go like this. The side cut is really tight and really comes in quick in the nose and tail, and then mellows out a little bit. So it's not just this ultra hooky board, but it still has a little bit of that hook to it. And it's for those that just really want to carve, but carve circle carves and make quick, smooth turns. This is great for somebody who's going to be in and out of the trees that knows what they're doing. This can just dart through trees. This is a tree cheetah. When it comes to carving, all this camber just really pops and drives out of the turn, and I really liked this turning experience. Sometimes it's hit or miss with the Berzerker. Sometimes I feel like, oh, it's too hooky, depending on, my mood, what how it's set up, the conditions, etc. But this time in late spring, after riding all year and feeling good with my riding, I was really liking this for once. Like the last few times I tried it, it was way too hooky and weird. And this time I really enjoyed that quick turning experience and the way it carved. And powder, there's decent taper. You know, 8 mil isn't bad, so it's gonna help the tail sink a little bit. There's a little bit of early rise in the nose, and there's decent setback on board, not amazing. And so if you set it all the way back, you could get some pretty decent directional float. But I think I'd rather be on the Mountain Pig or other free ride boards for that, because there's a lot of camber here and you need a lot to compensate for that. But I think it would be decent in powder, not, you know, just not amazing. Riding switch, I almost felt like this was not tapered, and it didn't feel the same, but it felt pretty good, and it was decent riding switch. This was a really fun board to take through the pipe. I just love the way this rides in pipe. That deep side cut just seems to work well going wall to wall, and it drove well wall to wall. And you know, I think this is fine for kickers, but I don't like the way it would track into a big kicker if I were to hit one, but I won't because I'm old and broken. Think of me as a 12-year-old with arthritis. I'd rather be on the Mountain Pig for like high-speed, big kicker assaults. This would be better if you're turning in a steep line, you see a little jump you want to hit, you hit it, and then you're back to turning again. That's what this is better at. When it comes to edge hold, this has pretty decent grip. It's good in borderline hard snow. Those hard patches didn't send me sliding out and losing my shit. It kept its edge well enough, but it definitely isn't a hard to icy snow specialist, but it's pretty competent for those occasional hard snow days. So overall, I think this is more of a specific board to a rider. It's like the exact opposite of the Commissioner that you see on the left here. That's the straight liner. This is the turner. They're just two polar opposites. The Mountain Pig sits in the middle, but this is that board for just somebody who really likes a little narrower shape and a lot quicker turning, and I think it does that really well. All our reviews are a best effort, objective opinion from an average rider's perspective. There's no brand oversight, and we're free to say whatever we want. We send back everything unless it's a favorite, then we ask to keep those or straight up buy them. Now, if you need advice, fill out the eHarmony profile in the Contact Us section of the site. It's the only way I can help you properly. If you want to support us, and if what we reviewed appeals to you, it helps if you buy through our links. So, thanks for watching.